The only drawback is I cannot find a way to capture the in-game cinematics, which fortunately are not that frequent. Most stuff is done with the in-game engine. We're just going to miss the opening crawl, so it's not going to feel as Star Warsy, but I could not figure out how to get that to record. Now, the votes yesterday were for Girl Scoundrel, so we're going to go with that again. And then, because she's going to be all stealthy and sneak attacky with being a scoundrel, we took the kind of recommended point buy, made a tiny adjustment to it, just so that we can put stat ups into each of these, so we can have slightly better force powers immediately and slightly better personality right before that. So when we hit level 4, probably going to put a point into charisma, and level 8, probably going to put a point into wisdom. Get us some more positives on the mental stats, which we will need when we pick our Jedi class midway through the game. Spoilers, in a Star Wars game, a protagonist becomes a Jedi. Who would have guessed? Knights of the Old Republic, and we're going to be talking about Jedi. The high dexterity will be good, because the other feat we determined we wanted yesterday, through lovely audience participation, was the dual-wielding feat. So we're going to be taking that as well. And then with the point allotment, we get a little bit of everything just so we can participate properly in the opening tutorial, where we have to do a lot of little things here for some bonus experience, some cool little extra items that are moderately useful. They're not game breaking, but having an extra med pack or an extra gun here and there can be handy, even if it's just something you sell later on to be able to afford really cool looking armor. Yeah, so this is a good point spread. We have stealth, we have awareness, so we're not going to get caught off guard, and we're going to be able to sneak up and get that sneak attack bonus that scoundrels come with. A little bit of demolition so we can disarm mines, a point in repair so we can at least interact with things that can be repaired. This is currently a cross-class skill, so it's harder to get. With this cross-class skill issue of sorts, though, we will probably take things to make these class skills eventually. With the amount of skill points we're going to be getting, it's not going to be a big deal. But just to maximize our ability to do things and tackle issues as we juggle through party members, because there are 8 different party members we get in the course of the game. Technically 1 or 2 of them are optional, and after a certain point we lose 1 to 4 of them depending on the choices we make. But you guys get to pick who I'm traveling with too, and we're going to be talking to all of them just because dialogue's fun and important. But in terms of who we're traveling around with, who's getting the relevant quips and dialogue, who's seeing what we're doing and the choices we're making, that's all going to be up to audience participation. So it's going to be a lot of fun. With that, though, being a Jill of all trades is a very good move for us, and I feel like I've made that joke enough times on this stream now, 3 times in total as I've tried to run this thing, that I really think we're just going to name her Jill because it feels like it was meant to be. So there we go. Some 2-weapon fighting. These are feats. It is very much like a D&D or D20 style game. I mentioned this before. It's based off of a version of the Star Wars D20 game that was just D&D 3.5 but with Star Wars stuff. It's a book that I have, that I love, and that is compatible with Pathfinder and with slight conversion 5th edition. But because of that, we have feats that just give us bonus to skills. We have feats that let us suffer a penalty to attack more. The ones we get by default are ones that let us double the critical range of something at a cost of lowering our defense. So it's good that we have a high dexterity, so our defense will naturally be a little bit higher just from having a dodge bonus. We're not really committed between melee or ranged yet. Ranged as a Jedi is going to be less good. But we can use 2 blaster pistols leading up until then if we really want to play up the Luke Skywalker or Han Solo vibe of someone who predominantly uses blasters, because I'm not a Jedi, and then becomes a Jedi later. might be fun, but this is also an era in which melee weapons were common. We have proficiency in those right off the bat, and we have the sniping also is the doubled critical threat range skill. So we have that for both melee and ranged, so it doesn't change our playstyle. Sneak attack, there it is only within 10 meters, so 30 feet. That's about the length of your range of your attacks anyway, ballpark. So if you sneak up or if you're in stealth mode and you blast someone, you get a little bit of bonus damage. Not multiplied on a crit. So we can still go either way with these. I'll leave it up to whatever someone calls out first in the chat between melee or ranged once we get off of the tutorial ship, where we're going to do a little bit of both just to show off how they work. Tutorial ship shouldn't take us too long, maybe 30 minutes. With that, Char is a cool last name. We'll keep that. I think so. But I said it. She's going to be Jill, because it's finally working, and I have made that joke enough. We are diving on in right now to a galaxy far, far away. Can't see it on the screen, but it does say a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Look, you can hear the music. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but the nuts and bolts of it are we are on a spaceship being transported someplace. The only other person of real note on this spaceship is someone named Bastila, who is a very important Jedi, and we are currently in orbit around the world of Terrace. We will learn all of this in the course of the plot, so it's not a big deal to remember right now, just giving you what the opening crawl would have said, but fancier. Less fancy, I guess. I'm saying less fancy. So this being a game before BioWare voiced everyone, my dialogue will never be spoken, so I will be speaking it just to make sure that the auditory folk out there can enjoy it. So, who are you?
I'm Trask Olgo, ensign with the Republic Fleet. I'm your bunkmate here on the Endar Spire. We work opposite shifts. I guess that's why you haven't seen me before. Now hurry up. We have to find Bastila. We have to make sure she makes it off the ship alive.
And I am a new recruit to the Republic ship, I believe is the backstory on this, because this is a military vessel. Who's Bastila?
Bastila is the commanding officer on the Endar Spire. Well, not an officer, really, but she's the one in charge of this mission. One of our primary duties is to guarantee her survival in the event of an enemy attack. You swore an oath just like everyone else on this mission. Now it's time to make good on that oath. I know all about your reputation, how you used to smuggle spice and blasters along the Corellian run. I guess the Republic figured since they couldn't catch you, they might as well hire you. And I'll admit, the Republic is in desperate need of someone with your kind of skills. Desperate enough to overlook your shady past. But now that you signed on for this mission, you're part of the Republic fleet. And Bastila needs all troops at her side during this attack.
Now, this is the kind of choice that we will be presented with over the course of the game. There's nothing that tells you dark or light. It's just, do I want to go do the nice thing and be helpful like I said I would, or do I want to be a selfish individual? Dark or light. Selfish versus selfless. I don't like the dichotomy of calling it good and evil. There's a lot of gray in binary choices like this. So with that, this one is a, to borrow a trope from TV tropes, a but thou must scenario. Even if we say, nah bro, I'm good, we will be forced into doing it anyway. But because this is a choice, I'm going to throw it out there. If anyone wants to have input on the choice, you have a few moments to make this decision while I briefly refresh myself with a drink of water. The chiming in I have got says that we might as well go willingly. One day I will have chat on stream, so y'all can see that. But that is a configuration for another day. So I am going to say, okay, let's go help Bastila. Let's be a woman of our word.
So hurry up and grab your gear. You need to suit up so we can get out of here.
Dork. And we run to the footlocker, pop it open, and we're going to get our stuff. So just to show off what we have here, 2 med packs, they're healing items, clothing, so we don't have to run around in the swimsuit we sleep in, a short sword and a blaster pistol, so we have an option of each, a security spike, which is how we open up locked doors, a computer spike, which is how we access computer systems, and a stealth field generator, which is how we gain access to stealth. So we're going to go ahead and take everything, get ourselves some experience, equipment, nice pair of pants, put on a belt to hold up the pants, and then for the sake of testing out the sneak attack, let's play with the short sword for a little bit, just see how it works in melee. We cannot, in fact, dual wield one of each, change up what we're doing on the fly. They kind of made that better in the sequel, where you have a second set of weapons, so you can toggle between melee and ranged, but that is the sequel, not this game. To briefly bop into our inventory, just to confirm, this is a one-time use item, and of course, single use, which heals for 10 vitality plus wisdom modifier plus our skill and treat injury. So having wisdom means we're going to be able to heal better. Another advantage there. So yeah, look at us. We're all cool and stuff now. How do I make the camera rotate? There we go. And this is a vibroblade. What a vibroblade is...
Let's move out. We should stick together. You'll have more success with a party than on your own.
Now we have Trask. He has joined our party. So here's our party selection screen. You get to see the silhouettes of all the people we can get. And look, we're just going to have Trask right here. He's a level 3 soldier.
Because of the attack, this room is in lockdown. But don't worry, I've got the override codes. You'll have to use me to unlock the door.
Aw, I can't unlock the door, even though it's a door to my room and I can pick locks. Yay, experience. Yeah, no. Background on a vibroblade. What a vibroblade is a weapon that is capable of interacting with a lightsaber.
We can't hold out long against their firepower. All hands to the bridge.
That was Karth contacting us on our portable communicators. He's one of the Republic's best pilots. He's seen more combat than the rest of the Endar Spire's crew put together. If he says things are bad, you better believe it. We have to get to the bridge to help defend Bastila. There's a map of the Endar Spire and a copy of Karth's message in your electronic journal, just in case we get separated.
These dialogues are all just, okay, can we keep going now? Because we don't want to listen to the tutorials. Apologies for not reading them. On occasion, I need to get a sip of water because I am talking a lot. But yeah, vibroblades. They can interact with lightsabers. They're often made out of cool metals, or they vibrate at a frequency that allows them to intersect with the plasma of a lightsaber. They're neat, they're cool, they're a great way of allowing people to not immediately die to a Jedi if they have basic sword fighting skills. Or axe, or double blade, or whatever. Let's open a door.
These Sith must be the advanced boarding party for the Republic!
So, the game will pause whenever we see an enemy, because it is based on D&D. It is a turn-based system. So we're going to run up to this guy, and we're going to try and hit him with a critical strike. kick him in the face and he dies. Up to the next guy. Sword him and he dies.
Won't be our last battle with the Sith. Good thing we have med packs to heal our wounds. It might be a good idea to use one now before our next battle.
Don't know why neither of us is. Oh, you got an ouchie? Look at that. He's missing the tiniest sliver of health. Got an ouchie. He wants a med pack. No. Sorry, pal. Tain't happening. Unfortunately, you know, with what's the word? You know, big kawoosh automatic doors, it's really hard to stealth into a room when the door is shut. So we have not been able to use that particular talent of ours just yet. Frag grenades, short sword, long sword, combat suit. So, now that we have some stuff, we can equip something that will actually buff our stats. So our max dexterity bonus is a +5. We're only at a +3, so that's fine. It gives us a defense bonus of 4. So we will be harder to hit and harder to hurt. It's nice. We will take less damage. Now remember, we said we were going to specialize in dual wielding, so we're going to go ahead and throw a short sword into the offhand there. Now at a -4 and a -6 to hit, but it would be much, much worse if we weren't a dual wielder, right? So, you know, this is going to mean we're getting automatic extra swings on any given attack we're making. So there is a chance to deal more damage at the risk of looking a fool. And speaking of looking a fool, I opened that same box twice because this game is indiscriminate about whether or not a container is empty. This is before everyone learned that flagging a container is empty after you've opened it is the best quality of life thing you can do in a game with boxes full of loot that you can continue to interact with. Oh, the halcyon days of yore. Don't you hate it when you and your 4 other identical brothers are all fighting for the Republic, and then a set of 5 identical brothers for the Sith come in and start trying to kill you? Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go sneaky, which puts us into solo mode, so Trask won't be following us right now. The yellowy glow is how you know the stealth field is working. It dampens our sounds, and it also prevents... Dang. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. Took that opportunity to use a grenade right after getting a handy-dandy grenade tutorial. Huck one over there, too. Why? Why not? Look at how fast that was. We can move on with our day. So conveniently on the little mini-map, you'll see when there's green when there's like an actual door to go through. You will not see green when there is not a door to go through. It'll be a dead end even if you see a door at the end of the hallway. Blue means it is going on to a new area. Green is just a barred door in the path. It is a game of a lot of hallways and a lot of dungeons. There are some open outdoor areas where you can explore a lot of things, but it is kind of a little railroady.
It's a Dark Jedi. This fight is too much for us. We better stay back. All we do is get in the way.
Meanwhile, she's over there like, actually, I would appreciate the help. A distraction for him would definitely make this go better.
That was one of the Jedi accompanying Bastila. Damn, we could have used her help.
Can we take her lightsaber now? I would very much like to take her lightsaber now, please. I'm hurt. Never mind on the attacking thing. So, because it is a game that happens in real time, but things still happen in turn-based increments during that real-time action, you can queue up things. Like, I could say, make an attack on him, and then make an attack on him. And they will queue up, I think, up to 4 actions, which your character will carry out in the order you queue them. This allows you to make decisions, and if you decide you want to change your mind, you can click the thing off of there and do something else. Get a vibration cell, but not a lightsaber. Man. All I wanted was to get a cool memento of this trip we took. Didn't get one of those. Do 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 do. Doop doop doop. Fun fact, in the speedrun of this game, they do some shenanigans with a limited time use piece of armor, and the shenanigans they pull off with that allows them to be broken, because the armor was never intended to be carried past that point. It doesn't have the lockdown things.
But once she's off the ship, there's nothing stopping them from blasting the Endar Spire into galactic dust.
You'll excuse me if I don't sound super fascinated by what Trask has to say. You will find out why soon enough. Level 2! So we have 5 points to spend this level. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 class skills. Don't know that we're going to need to level demolitions forever, so if we sack one of our other class skills, we can up a cross-class skill and 3 of our class skills. So I'm feeling like I would love either computer use or repair, because both of those are very, very handy in the early game for just gaining access to things, having other ways of dealing with problems, so we don't necessarily have to be able to hit all the time to be able to get past a group of difficult enemies. Excuse me. Good line from chat, and since chat isn't integrated, I will totally read it. I served on a government cruiser, and all I got was this vibroblade. Ah, that's good. We're going to up stealth, because we're going to try and use it a few times here and there. I can't guarantee we're going to keep using it, because how viable it is will remain to be seen. I've not done a stealthy character before, so I think leveling it's going to be a good plan for us. Give it a try, see how it goes. I'm also going to up Persuade, because being able to talk our way out of situations is very valuable, especially with the low-ish charisma we have right now. It's only a 13, so we're not getting a mega bonus to that. Persuasion, good to have, especially as a scoundrel-y type person. It makes a degree of sense. If anyone has any other input on skills with the remaining 3 points, speak now before I pick at random. With no other input, we will say computer use sounds like fun, demolitions, because we don't have anything else in it. Boom. Moving on. Feats. Anyone have thoughts about melee versus ranged? We want to just unlock a new equipment slot so we can use cybernetic implants. Like, we can commit to a weapon style if we want. Just get a whole bunch more hit points if we need. Maybe get better with melee weapons if we intend to stick with melee for the long term. Note, melee weapons is not lightsabers. This will not stack when we switch to lightsabers. Lightsabers have their own weapon focus. This is only for melee things. The cybernetics, so like the get the ability to slot a chip in the head. Okay, we will get the head slot. Ever just walk down a hallway, open a door, finish beating up like 9 Sith dudes, and you're like, you know what? I feel like I could use another hole in my head. Let's get it. I don't know why it's a feat is the only thing that throws me off. It feels like it should just be a default thing that you come with as any class. But yeah, it's a feat, I guess. Yeah, it's got this weird slot in my head. Okay, second blaster pistol. So we can now choose to dual wield ranged weapons if we want. Might give that a try here. We'll see if we can do a sneak attack better without... Okay, see now it's just a -2, 0, and I think that's because even the short sword's not considered a light weapon, technically. So it's a less of a negative because blaster pistols are small and light and stuff. I don't see any other loot in the room, so we're going to move along. That fight was strenuous. I should definitely stick metal in my brain. That's how you do it.
There's something behind here. Damn, another Dark Jedi. I'll try to hold him off. You get to the escape pods. Go!
Something of note here, interesting factoid of sorts, is you will note that Trask has been calling the generic soldiers Sith, and has been calling the gentlemen with lightsabers who appear Dark Jedi. So, you know, back the way we came. Locked. Oh no, you can't go back. Good thing we looted everything. Door ahead. Trask has bought you time. You need to escape. Look at how great he is. So now we get to move into the starboard section of the ship. Not starboard, it's in space. It's funny. Anyway.
This is Carthel Nassi on your personal communicator. I'm tracking your position through the Endar Spire's life support systems. Basilisk escape pod is away. You're the last surviving crew member on the Endar Spire. Now I can't wait for you much longer. You have to get to the escape pods. But be careful. There's a Sith patrol just down the corridor. Use your stealth skill to sneak past him.
Hooray for learning experiences. But yeah, the rationale behind the Sith Dark Jedi dichotomy is the Dark Jedi work for the Sith. They are part of the Sith, but they call them Dark Jedi to signify that they have force powers and a lightsaber, because at this point in history, the Sith had soldiers and were a standing force, comparable not in size to the Republic, but in military might. We will learn more about them in the not-too-distant future. You ain't seen me yet. So, within, like, 10 meters or so? What point am I at 10 meters? This feels like around 10 meters. Don't know if that was actually a sneak attack. Look at how good we are with blaster pistols. That's nice. Having dexterity is good for this, for right now. That would probably, actually, no, that would definitely be the reason for the less of the negative. It has nothing to do with the weight of the weapon, I imagine. Does it? Balanced? No, it is a balanced weapon. Or is this one a balanced? Yeah, +2 +0 versus that. Interesting. Very interesting. So the only reason we have a higher to hit with these is because they're ranged and because we have a high dex build. Okay. Okay. I'm picking it up now. I'm following it. It's been a while since I played this, and yeah. Yeah, I forget which things have the balanced skill, and I was not sure if the short swords actually did or not. They do, which is good. Come on, just stop standing, please. There we go. Note the high dexterity also means I'm really dodgy.
Be careful. There's a whole squad of Sith troopers on the other side of that door. You need to find some way to thin their numbers.
Oh man, the squad?
Reprogram the damaged assault droid to help you, if you have enough repair parts. Or you could use computer spikes to slice into the terminal and use the Endar Spire's security systems against the Sith.
So you will see there that we've been given two options, and we are given computer parts and spikes. So we have both of these available to us. But my go-to answer for almost everything is almost always ¿Por qué no las dos? Now reactivate the droid. We're gonna spend some parts to engage it in patrol mode. So it's gonna roam around and start killing stuff. We'll leave this here and we're going to run over here to the security panel, view the starboard transport module. Hey, look at what we can see. That's neat. Let's blow up that power conduit. ¿Por qué no las dos? The fun part about this spaceship here is that they show you both options and they give you the supplies to do one or both options, and you can either carry the supplies away or you can do both. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed there, I did just pick up a thing called a prototype vibroblade. This is one of our very important weapons.
You made it just in time. There's only one active escape pod left. Come on, we can hide out on the planet below. I'm a soldier with the Republic, like you. We're the last two crew members left in the Endar Spire. Basila's escape pod's already gone, so there's no reason for us to stick around here and get shot by the Sith. Now, come on. There'll be time for questions later.
Will there, though? Will there, Karth Onassi? Can I talk to him again? Okay, same thing. Blah, blah, blah. No time for questions. Let's leave. Use the escape pod. Cuts to a cinematic of the escape pod being launched at a planet. It's nothing special. Most of the cinemas you're going to miss are going to be takeoff and landing. They wanted it to look cool for that, so it'd feel like the movies, but the in-character stuff is the in-character stuff. I guess this technically counts as a cinematic too. Our weird prophetic dreams. So that prophetic dream was we saw Bastila fighting with a lightsaber against a masked figure. It was in a haze of gray smoke and we were tossing and turning.
I was wondering if you were ever going to wake up. I'm Karth, one of the Republic soldiers from the Endar Spire. I was with you on the escape pod. Do you remember?
So, talk about a few different things here. Let's see. We want to go with like where am I? How did I get here? Update ourselves with the situation. Do we want to like connect with him and like communicate? We can answer his question, or we can just kind of address the question directly and then, you know, can also talk about our own dreams and just, you know, be very self-involved. Plenty of options. Thinking we're gonna go with a brush him off. Where am I?
Slipping in and out of consciousness for a couple of days now, so I imagine you're pretty confused about things. Try not to worry. We're safe. At least for the moment. We're in an abandoned apartment on the planet of Terrace. We were banged up pretty bad when our escape pod crashed, but luckily I wasn't seriously hurt. I was able to drag you away from our crash site and all the confusion, and I stumbled into this abandoned apartment. By the time the Sith arrived on the scene, we were long gone.
Once we're out of this dialogue, I think I'm going to turn music down just a little bit and dialogue up just a little bit. Just a little something more there, because it feels like the music is defo too loud. A little bit more audio adjustment here and there, and this time it won't break the game because I figured out a solution to that problem. So, I want to ask about the Sith. Are we a curious girl, or are we going to be gratitudinous? Are we just going to be a whiner? So do we want to go with like a Luke Skywalker, a vaguely Leia-esque thing, or a C-3PO, a what? Feeling like Scoundrel-y gal. I got roped into this after a life of being a spice smuggler. Do I know what the Sith are? I know I had to fight some. Why would the Sith be pursuing our escape pod?
Terrace is under Sith control. Their fleet is orbiting the planet. They've declared martial law and they've imposed a planet-wide quarantine. But I've been in worse spots. I saw on your service records that you
Could be
understand a
worse.
remarkable number of alien languages. It's pretty rare in a raw recruit, but it should come in handy while we're stranded on a foreign world. There is no way the Republic will be able to get anyone through the Sith blockade to help us. If we're gonna find Bastila and get off this planet, we can't rely on anybody but ourselves.
So apparently, my character is a polyglot who knows many alien languages and can understand them, which is impressive for a raw recruit, but I was a smuggler beforehand, so, I mean, not really? Like, it's not like I'm out of the, like, fresh out of the academy. I went to school to be in the Republic. No, I'm just a scoundrel who got conscripted to get out of something. Too many parking tickets. Excuse me, frog in my throat there. So, we're going to question, why is it so important to find Bastila? Like, we know it's our mission. I want to ask that to this guy who's like Republic boy, or do we want to verify who she is? Thus far, we've been in it for the long haul, so I feel like saying Bastila, one from the Endar Spire.
That smack to your head did more damage than I thought. Bastila's
Rude.
a Jedi. She was with the strike team that killed Darth Revan, Malik's Sith master. Bastila's the key to the whole Republic war effort. The Sith must have found out that she was on the Endar Spire and set an ambush for us in this system. I believe Bastila was on one of the escape pods that crashed down here in Terrace. For the sake of the Republic war effort, we have to try and find her.
So do we want to be like, Bastila's a Jedi, she can probably look after herself? Or do we want to go with like, how do we know she's alive? How can one person, even a Jedi, be so important? We could also be a jerk and be like, forget it, I'm not risking my life to try and save her. Because, I mean, if the ship went down, we can just bail, and if all of them die, I mean, it's not like people know I didn't do my job, and I can just go back to being a scoundrel. With a clean record. Until I mess it up again, right? That's a good plan. Probably don't get to do that plan, huh? What I really want is like a Skyrim style Star Wars game. Putting that on record. EA, if you're listening, Star Wars, but like Skyrim. You can choose your build, choose what you do, roam around places and make choices. You could add new worlds for DLC. It's true. She can probably look after herself, but our mission was specifically protect Bastila, which is a really weird mission to have an entire cruiser dedicated to, I'll admit, but hear me out on this. They've done weirder things. So I mean, if it's our mission, it's our mission. And if I'm conscripted, I'm conscripted. Do I want to be in it for the long haul, or do I want to be in it for me? So we'll say she ought to be able to look out for herself, right? Like, it's not a big deal.
Basila's gonna need our help. Many of Darth Malik's followers have mastered the dark side of the Force, and the Sith have already killed more than their share of Jedi in this war. I doubt anyone's specifically looking for us anymore. We're not that important. But if we're careful, we can move about the planet without attracting notice, a luxury Bastila won't have. She's gonna have half the Sith fleet looking for her. They know how vital she is to the war effort. And Bastila's no ordinary Jedi. She has a rare gift the Jedi call battle meditation. Bastila's power can influence entire armies.
Well, if she's that great, how come the Sith managed to blow up the Endar Spire? Do we want to be, like, snippy back and forth and get more information on the Force as a result? Or do we want to just be like, what's that? I'm thinking... Ooh, Mouthy? Yeah, okay, we'll get Mouthy. I like it.
Through the Force, Bastila can inspire her allies with confidence and make her enemies lose their will to fight. And often that's all it takes to tip the balance in a battle. But there are limits to what she can do. From what I understand of her ability, it requires great concentration and focus to maintain her battle meditation. The attack on the Endar Spire happened so fast, she probably never even had a chance to use her power. I'm guessing she barely got out alive. And now, she's trapped here just as we are. The whole planet is under quarantine. No ships can land or take off. So, if Basila's gonna escape Terrace, she's gonna need our help. And we'll probably need hers.
Okay, okay. One hand washes the other. Fine, Karth. Let's support this, I guess. So, any idea where we should start looking, right? Or do we want to be like, what's in it for me? What do I get? What do I get paid for doing this? Am I going to get, like, promoted in the Republic? Or, nah, bro. I'm good. Or is it going to be, yeah, I'll help you just to get out of here. This place is going to be rough. Just as a side note about some of Karth's dialogue now that it's done, I really like how he points out that there are enough Dark Jedi and Jedi together on either side to make it like a balanced war. We gonna go? We gonna go. Where should we start looking?
While you were out, I did some scouting around. There are reports of a couple of escape pods crashing down into the Undercity. It's probably a good place to start. But the Undercity's a dangerous place. We don't want to go
Oh
there.
man, we have to go to World of Warcraft.
Good if we go and get ourselves killed.
It's like an entire planet in an entirely different universe. I have no idea how to get there. Are there force powers that let us teleport? We have to go to the Undercity? Meet up with the Forsaken? I mean, I guess... When is this? This is a long time ago, so Undercity's still around, right? Does Undercity exist yet? What timeline does this fall on? This is 5,000 years before A New Hope, and A New Hope is still a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. What year does Warcraft happen in? Yeah, I got nothing. Undercity's a dangerous place. Don't go in there unprepared. Don't get killed. Okay. Let's take some time to ask him some questions. Let's learn about the man. We're into normaler dialogue now.
I'll tell you whatever I can, though I don't know how much help it'll be.
A little less railroady. Let's learn about Malik and the Sith. What do you know about Malik and the Sith?
It's pretty much common knowledge. He escaped the trap that killed Darth Revan, his Sith master. With Revan's death, Malik became the new Dark Lord. It's obvious that Malik's a ruthless tyrant who'll crush anyone who stands in his way, just like Revan was. Experience has shown that the Sith won't stop until the Republic lies in ruins. Malik and his Sith don't respect anything except raw, brutal power. It's hard to imagine how someone who used to be a Jedi could become such a monster.
A Jedi? What do you mean?
Malik and Revan were once both part of the Jedi Order, but they were young and headstrong, and against the wishes of the Council, they went to battle the Mandalorians on the Outer Rim. Something happened out there. Something corrupted them and drew them over to the dark side. Maybe there was something rotten inside them all along. I don't know. They formed an army of ex-Republic soldiers and Jedi who'd fallen to the dark side, with Revan at their head, until Revan was killed by Basila's Jedi strike team. But even that didn't slow the Sith down. Malak just stepped in and assumed Revan's role. He took control of the Sith Armada and resumed the bloody conquest of the Outer Worlds.
So, don't worry, we'll find a way to stop the Sith. I want to be like a confident, good Republic person, or sounds like Malak and the Sith have the right idea, conquer the outer world. Oh, we have these as options. Do we want to take either of them? They sound like fun. Do we want to, like, pick a side in this conflict with Karth? I want to tell him an opinion. Do we have an opinion yet? What makes sense? Also, shoutouts to chat. Warcraft is just a universal constant. Makes sense. Option 4. Just go. Just stop talking to Karth and leave. Okay, we'll do it.
Good idea. We can use this abandoned apartment as a base. We can probably get some equipment and supplies here in the upper city. Just remember to keep a low profile. I've heard some grim stories about the Dark Jedi interrogation techniques. They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. Wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity. But I figure if we don't do anything stupid, we should be okay. I mean, after all, they're looking for Basila, not a couple of grunts like us. All right, soldier, let's move out.
Okay. So at this point, I believe we will switch back to melee, if only because we have a cool new toy. The prototype Vibroblade. It is balanced, which will be nice. Crits on a 19 and 20, has a damage bonus. Damage is 1 to 10 as opposed to 1 to 6 or 1 to 12. So it's better than the short sword, objectively. And I still only have the one belt misclicked. Balanced 1 to 10, Vibroblade. Stretch that critical threat range. And we will put that firmly in our offhand. So we're at a -3, -5. Alright. Well, here's where it gets fun. Because if we're going to do some melee for a little bit, we might as well upgrade this with one of its special upgradey items, a vibration cell. Yeah, look at it. It's slightly better now. All that does is up the damage bonus. Give this a try for, you know, a few moments. Be a Ninja Turtle. See how it goes. Each time you leave the apartment, pick someone to go with you. You have Karth. Okay, Karth. We leave with Karth.
Right, you alien scum. Everybody get up against the wall. This is a raid. That's how we Sith deal with smart-mouthed aliens. Now the rest of you, get up against the wall before I lose my temper again. What's this? Humans hiding out with aliens? They're Republic fugitives! Attack!
That's an awful lot of assumptions right quick there, bud. Part of me feels like I should be reading the alien dialogue, but they're talking at the same time and I haven't adjusted the audio yet, so we'll have to fix that music situation soon here in just a sec. So, what do we want to do here? Do we want to be logical? Do we want to be a little like nice, or do we want to be like feral? Because there is always the feral option. Assert our dominance over Carthonasi in a hurry. Votes for 1 or 2 as options. Let's think for a logical moment then. Won't someone come searching for this patrol? Second vote for 1. Committed. And move the bodies and make them look like they were killed elsewhere. Should throw the Sith off the track. With any luck, they won't be bothering us again for a while. This is me in character translating for Karth. Just like everyone has to deal with me talking at the exact same time as them as I summarize what they're saying for my companions who do not understand alien languages. Now, he's a cool dude. And, bonus, he's not going to stop us from robbing the people we just killed. So let's get back some grenades. Is there loot on any of the robot legs or his friend? Ooh, is there loot on his friend? We can't loot his friend. That's sad. But we can level up. There are some people who say that you shouldn't level up until you get to the Jedi point so you can get more experience and more levels of Jedi. But, you know, I like leveling up. It makes the game progress. So we will generally be leveling up as we get them. At least on the characters we're actively using. So 5 points to spend. I want security at a 5 just to make sure it's a good increment for dealing with some things coming up soon. I'm going to keep Persuade at its max ranks. Stealth, because we are still going to try and use that. Gosh, we have 2 in computer use and only 1 in repair. I'd like to put 1 in repair, and I think that spends all of them. It's true. Low level does mean getting what you can, when and where you can. Very good point. And look, we were automatically granted sneak attack too, so now we're slightly better at sneak attacking. No other equipment that we have on hand so far, and what he picked up, so let's do the RPG thing and walk into the very next house we see. Hi, don't mind me, just walking into your residence looking. You have nothing to loot. Nice to meet you.
What are you doing in here? You can't just come barging into someone's home.
I mean, I can. Sorry.
That's no excuse. You can't just go around barging into people's apartments because you're curious. But at least you're more polite than that pig Holden.
Well, since we're here, Holden, who's that?
Just one of Darvik's men who can't keep himself. But all he got for his trouble was a nasty scar from my vibroblade. Too bad I'm the one still paying the price.
Paying the price? What do you mean?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm in enough trouble already. Besides, I don't know if I can trust you.
Now to use the persuade properly. Or, if people would prefer, we could threaten her life. Would we like to threaten her life? We could. It would probably also get us information. Or we could try to persuade. Any thoughts, opinions, feelings? I'm thinking probably persuade. Seems like a nicer thing to do. Would probably get us a quest. Okay. We have skill points in persuade. Might as well use them. Fair enough.
Well, I suppose you seem like an all-right sort. When I cut Holden, it made him back off. But it also embarrassed him in front of his friends. Holden's a spiteful little hut slug. He went and put out a bounty on my head for what I did. That's why I'm hiding out here.
Well, now we know the situation. We could offer to help her, or we could collect whatever that bounty is. We could also just ask her some other random generic questions if we want. I'm thinking, just me personally, my hat in the ring, we should totally collect that bounty on her head. Just right now, immediately. We need money. We're here. She's a person who just announced she had a bounty, so if we kill her, we go collect the bounty. We know her name. We know that Holden put out the bounty. We know who to look for to get said money. Get paid. Good plan, right? Or should we be nice? Suppose we could be nice. She was only defending herself. And this guy does sound like a slug. Or we could walk away. Just be like, okay, cool, thanks, bye. Okay. So, see how we can help against this jerk.
I doubt it. Holden is one of Darvik's men. When you work for the local crime lord, the authorities tend to turn a blind eye. I'm afraid this is between me and Holden now.
I can talk to Holden for you.
You could try, I guess. He usually hangs out at the cantina in the lower city. It probably won't do any good. Holden's used to getting his own way. That's one of the fringe benefits of being a goon for Darvik. Working for the local crime lord lets you get away with things. Still, I appreciate the offer.
I want to ask you some questions.
I can't help you there. Since this thing with Holden, I've been scared to leave my apartment. I don't know anything about what's going on in the outside world anymore.
I will be going now.
Good luck. I hope you can talk some sense into Holden.
Well, now we gotta go find this Holden fella. Well, I don't see too many of your kind around here. Most of the residents in this rundown old apartment are illegal aliens. My name is Larin, by the way. We don't need to listen to them babble in the thing. I had to scratch my head, sorry. I'm pleased to meet you. My name is Jill. It's really none of my business, but you look like someone who might need purchase of one of these new energy shields. Very high tech. I know all about energy shields. Oh, okay. Well, you might be interested in knowing I have one for sale. It isn't cheap, but it could be the difference between life and death. Want to see what I have in stock? I know my kiosk isn't much, but my price is reasonable and the merchandise is sound. We're going to look at what he has for sale first, and then we're going to talk to him for the other stuff in just a moment, because I need to see how much money we have and what he's got. Ooh, better stealth unit. It's 220. We don't have enough for that right now. And then generic other supplies. Energy shield, grenades, mines, basic versions of the weapons, basic versions of armor. So right now we have a combat suit. We could... could go for a heavy combat suit at some point. A military suit would also work with our current dex bonus. If we take light battle armor, it lowers our dexterity bonus, which would make it harder for us to go dodgy dodge. Could still use it, just would probably be less than ideal. This is all basic equipment. We will find some of these. There's really no reason to buy them here, unless you're doing like a hardcore speed run or something. Don't really see anything worth selling right now either. Cool, we haven't picked up any garbage yet. Neat. Wanted to get that out of the way before we engage in talking with this guy a whole lot. So, I want to ask you some questions. I'd rather not. It might be bad for business if people saw me answering a bunch of questions for a human. Most of the residents here are illegal aliens. Questions are frowned on. I don't want to lose the trust of my customers. If you really need information, go talk to the janitor. Kadir. He's bordering on senile, so all the residents figure he's harmless and won't mind you talking to him. He might be able to help you out with your questions. mentioned something about illegal aliens living here. By law, most aliens aren't allowed to have a residence in the upper city of Terrace. They allow a few of us Twi'leks up here, but for the most part, it's humans only. Ugh. No self-respecting upper city human would want to live in the apartments in this dump, so the landlord has been renting out the apartments illegally to aliens. Better than letting them sit empty, I guess. Otherwise you get squatters and people hiding out from the authorities living in the abandoned apartments. They don't pay rent. Aren't you worried about getting caught? Terrace authorities pretty much turned a blind eye to this place. A few illegal aliens just weren't worth the bother. And once the Sith took over, they felt the same way. Besides, I don't live here myself. I just run a small business providing supplies to the residents. You want to see what I have in stock? More questions. Why do you run a kiosk here? I run a shop, basic equipment, illegal aliens renting apartments. Cool, bye. That's it. He's not that big a deal. We talked to him. Hello, Ithorian. Residents of this complex prefer to keep to themselves. That's interesting. Let's unlock this door. Hey, look, a bag. Some credits, some parts. That's cool. Anything else? Nope, just that one bag. Hi, Twi'lek. Okay, bye. Told me to take what I wanted. Good thing I'd already done it. Hello, Quarren. Does not like the Teresian attitude toward aliens. Would not have come here. Look, another bag. More credits and a med pack. Neat. Hello, Ithorian. I mean, yeah, now you have nothing of value. I just took your stuff. Silly Ithorian. It is an RPG, and my motto in RPGs is that I like stealing. Man, I like taking things. So I'm just going to take everything I find that isn't nailed down. No one else is going to use it. Literally. I know. Unlike Fallout, it doesn't decide to just give you negative karma every time you pick up an item. I can apologize, or I can yell at the janitor. Or I can just ask who he is and ignore his statement entirely. No one likes people who yell at the janitor, but I can yell at the janitor. I won't yell at the janitor.
My name's Kadir. I'm the janitor for this building. You must be the new tenant here, right? You ever thought they'd rent that abandoned apartment? You look like an off-worlder. What happened? You get stuck here because of the quarantine? Can't see any other reason someone would want to rent that old apartment.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
Don't know how much I can tell you, but seeing as how you're new here, I guess I can try and help you out.
Tell me about Terrace.
Decent enough place to live, I guess, except for the lower levels. That's where the swoop gangs hang out. Just stay in Upper City and you'll be fine. You also might want to check out the cantina. I used to go there when I was younger. Good place to get a drink and find out what's going on in Upper City.
Where is the cantina?
Just keep following the apartment complex ring until you come to the elevator. It'll take you out to the upper streets there. And from there, just head south a ways. You can't miss it.
Neat. Now we have a nice place to go get ourselves a drink, get some intel, find a Wookiee companion.
Don't know how much
What do you think of the Sith in this quarantine?
Not much of an issue for me, you know. I ain't never left Taurus, and they ain't A lot of other folks are sure riled up about it, but I don't really know much about it. I prefer to keep to myself mostly. But there's plenty of people at the cantina who'll be more than happy to tell you what they think about the Sith and their quarantine.
Me personally, I am glad we didn't yell at the janitor. I like the janitor. Let's go.
Get back to work anyway. I'll probably see you around. I'm here most of the time. The building doesn't clean itself, you know.
If it did, you'd be out of a job. Man, quit slacking on those bodies, dude. You said you'd handle it. I'm sure I'll be done with it by the time we get back to the upper city. Woman.
I wonder if any of those Republic space pods survived crash landing in the Undercity.
Oh no, the Republic's in the Undercity. Escape pod, sweet escape pod. How I miss you. Did not grasp when this game first came out and I first got it that was the escape pod I'd crash landed in. I just assumed there were escape pods everywhere. It didn't put one and one together. Something seems to be bothering Karth. Maybe you should speak to him and see if you can get him to open up about it. He's gonna have feelings. Do we want to talk to Karth? I think we should talk to Karth to get rid of his feelings.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Do you know anything about this place? Be utilitarian, or do we want to be personal? How personal do we want to get with Karth Onasi? Fair warning, he is the romanceable character in this game for us, aside from the occasional batch of flirtatious dialogue we can get with the cat person later. He's kind of the love interest. There weren't choices so much as there was Karth Onasi, who is voiced by the guy who voices Kaiden Alenko in Mass Effect. I will always hear him as Kaiden, as Karth Onasi, because I played this first. It came out first. So do we want to try and be personal with worse Kaiden Alenko? With tragic backstory that you will find out eventually? Or do we want to just talk about this place and try to see if maybe his concerns are tactical? We can be professional. Don't have to talk about who we are as people. We can focus on the job at hand. Or we can dismiss it and walk away and just say, screw it, Karth. Figure your own shit out. This place. We're going to learn about this place. There has been a vote. Valid.
Terrace? The planet's all one big city, but its golden years are long past. And things have gotten worse since the Sith occupied it. From what I hear, the wealthy live on the tops of all the tall towers, and if you're poor, you live down in the shadows. And it gets worse the lower you go. Well, that's all I can think of, at any rate.
We can also still ask him for more about himself, or we can just move on with our day. I have to talk to you, but I really don't want to talk about it. Can you ask me about myself, please? I'm trying not to be a main character. Please, just ask me about my backstory. I would love for you to ask me about my backstory. That's what he's looking at us like right now. It's his idle animation. Please ask about my tragic backstory. Puppy dog eyes. Fine, Karth. Before we get to the cantina, do your crying now.
Me? Well, I've been a star pilot for the Republic for years. Seen more than my share of wars. I fought in the Mandalorian Wars before all this started. But with all that, I've never experienced anything like the slaughter these Sith animals can unleash. Not even the Mandalorians were that senseless. My home world was one of the first planets to fall to Malik's fleet. The Sith bombed it into submission, and there wasn't a damn thing our Republic forces could do to stop them.
Look, he's Princess Leia, guys. He's the Princess Leia of this game. His home planet was destroyed or bombed a whole lot, and some bad things happened to him, and it just galvanized him against the big evil people with the face covering armor and the bad attitudes. Because you'll notice that the Republic soldiers on the ship had the helmets very similar to the Rebellion, to kind of indicate that they're good, so we can see their face. Okay. Talking like it's your fault, like you failed somehow.
It shouldn't be my fault. I did everything I could. I followed my orders and did my duty. That shouldn't mean I failed them. I didn't.
Them like the people of your home world? Or, I'm sorry, Karth, I didn't mean to upset you. Or, hey, why are you getting so mad at me? It's not like this was my fault. See, that's the kicker. It's going to be light side or dark side as we progress. So, whatever people end up picking, saying, going for. Taking any suggestions. Hey, there's a suggestion.
I know that. I'm not angry at you. Don't think that. I must not be making much sense. You probably mean well with your questions. I'm just not accustomed to talking about myself at all. I'm more used to taking action, keeping my mind focused on the business at hand. So let's just do that. If you have more questions, ask them later.
Good. We made him mad, so now he won't need to keep on keeping on this. That's good. Anything to not romance Karth Onasi. Now, if we do end up going full-on dark side, or end up being the dark side choice at the very end of the game that makes the real difference, depending on how much we romanced Karth and some of the options we took, we may or may not be able to end that on good terms. Doesn't really play into the sequel too terribly much, but Karth is an element that will change based on our options that we pick during this playthrough. So, yeah. Is this another shop? It's another shop. Kebla Yurt. Can we rob any part of the shop? No. No obvious theft.
Hello there. I haven't seen you in my shop before. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kebla Yurt. Welcome to the Equipment Emporium. You looking to buy some supplies? My shop's the largest one in all of Upper Terrace. Best selection on the planet. Whatever you need, I've got. Well, mostly.
Mostly? What do you mean by that?
The Sith confiscated all my heavy weapons, and they impounded all my ships and swoop bikes. But I've still got a real nice selection, if you're interested.
Let's look at what her shop has.
Just so you know, the prices on the items are final. No bargaining here. This isn't a swap meet, okay? I only deal in top-notch stuff.
It could be a swap meet if we wanted it to be. So, at the end of KOTOR, the end of Knights of the Old Republic, you get a binary choice, dark side, light side. It's pretty straightforward. You don't even really have to have made all of the choices leading up to that in one direction or another. In KOTOR 2, at the beginning of the game, in a dialogue with someone who was isolated, so that I think they're like the first person you really talk to about the world outside of the tutorial area, he says what he thinks happened in KOTOR 1. Not based on a save, he just says the same line every time, and then on your list of dialogues, one of the options for each of the things is each of the possible 4 endings. Protagonist was male or female. Protagonist chose dark side, light side. And it phrases it by describing the events of this game, so to not spoil that, there you go. But, yeah, so we've already impacted half of that by picking a gender for this character, and then based on the binary choice at the end of this game, when I start my playthrough of KOTOR 2, that's when we're going to pick that same option, and it's going to kind of continue things over based on what happened in this one. There are a couple NPCs that it changes. It's not much, but it's a little bit. It was the earliest version of what ended up happening later on with Dragon Age and Mass Effect, but because KOTOR 2 was by Obsidian, really all they did was write in each of the things that were like Easter eggs more than anything else, which NPC says a thing, what some dialogues are. It's cool, it's fun, it links the two games together, but it's not as in-depth as what BioWare has done in their solo games with every subsequent RPG so far. So because we picked two-handed weapons, or double-wielding weapons, we can also wield double-ended weapons. That's kind of the same tree, if I recall correctly. It governs the same bonuses. So if we want to at some point, we can totally Darth Maul it up, just for the record. There's a weapon option with both normal blades, like the double-bladed sword and the Akani ritual blade. Brand, I can read, I promise. Quarterstaff. But it is also a thing for, I have to remember this is here. It is also a thing for lightsabers. You can get a double-ended lightsaber or dual wield. Right now we're dual wielding because it's what we have, and there's no sense buying a weapon we're not going to use. Why can I not walk past this? Ah, the wonderful world of game coding. There's a Sith trooper posted out here. Hello, sir. Okay, sir. Ooh, a canteen. Don't know why it said it was locked. Christia. Niklos. Garuk. Arena monitor. Oh, are these the dudes for that one thing? Let's talk to Garuk.
Hello there, youngster. You interested in buying the Pazak deck of an old man looking to get out of the gambling game? Just 50 credits and I'll sell you all my cards.
Blah blah blah. This is the mini game. How's it going, Ghost? Yeah, this is the mini game. It's like playing blackjack, but you have your own deck of cards that you get to choose which numbers you want, and they're all just positives, negatives. It's kind of fun. You can make good money doing it. We should really buy the deck if we ever want to play around with this. I don't know how much it costs. 50 credits? I think we have that much. Oh wait, no. You're giving up gambling? Why?
Don't get me wrong. The game's been good to me over the years. I've traveled the span of the galaxy, from the core worlds to the farthest reaches of the Outer Rim. I've won countless fortunes, and lost countless more. But that was long ago, and things have changed. Gambling is a young man's game. That's why I'm looking to get out. My offer still stands. 50 credits gets you my old Pazak deck and a free lesson. A great offer if you can afford it.
It's nice. It's nice. Things have been going well for me. Right now on the stream, we are doing Knights of the Old Republic, so if you have any input on what options I should pick on anything, feel free, speak up. I kind of go with either the first one I see, or if there are a lot of them within the span, I kind of wait, then I pick the one that's most popular. I have seen almost every dialogue option in this game before. I have played it a lot, so for me, this is more a way of showing it off to other people, letting people have some input in what I do, and then I post these later to YouTube on my YouTube channel, which is... you just search Terminus Tenebra, find it on there. But yeah, I'm going to be posting these after about a week. And then I'm going to just be doing a couple playthroughs of Knights of the Old Republic, 1 and 2, back and forth, just to kind of show off some of the different endings and stuff. So if we end up with a dark side ending this time, I'll probably lean more toward light side the next time, vice versa. Just to show off kind of the different endings of different planets, because everything goes a little bit differently depending on what you pick for any given zone. It's kind of a fun way of showing off the game. But this has been my upcoming project, doing these kinds of streams. So right now, I'm gonna try and buy this Pazak deck just so we have it.
You're interested in the grand old game. The rules are pretty simple. Here, I'll load them up into your data pad so you can check them out anytime you want. Good luck. I hope the game's as good to you as it was to me. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
So getting the Pazak deck here, and something that's going to happen a little bit later, will enable us to have a few options to earn more money in case we find something really cool at a shop that just seems like a really neat idea or a fun thing to play with. There are some rare items that cost a hefty amount of money, and if we happen to spend money on other things to get through rough parts, if the build goes wonky, if things aren't working out quite right, we just really need this tool. That said, I find it really boring to do and to watch because it's just playing a very simple numbers version of blackjack for a very long time. And if I wanted to play that kind of phone game, I just uninstalled one of those yesterday. So let's see if we can ask him some questions.
Of course, my mind isn't as sharp as it used to be. That's why I'm giving up the gambler's life. But I think I can still manage to answer some simple questions.
Who are you?
My name's Garuk. I used to be a card shark, one of the best Pazak players in the Outer Rim. But that was before I retired from the gambling life. Of course.
I want some general information on Terrace.
Don't know what I can tell you that would be of any use. The upper city is nice enough, though it was better before the Sith showed up. But they don't bother an old guy like me much. Don't know much about the lower city. It's rough down beneath. I just stay up here where it's safe and mind my own business. I don't see much point in worrying about that kind of stuff now that I've given up the gambler's life. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Let's see, what were the other questions he had available here? Oh yeah. Do you know anything about those Republic escape pods that crashed down in the Undercity?
I spend my days here in the cantina, sipping ale and chatting with the folks who wander by. I don't have much use or care what goes on outside these walls. I don't see much point in worrying about that kind of stuff now that I've given up the gambler's life. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I'll be going now.
Of course. No sense in a youngster like you wasting your days away with an old man in a dingy bar. But if you ever want to chat, you know where to find me.
Very well. We got an item. We can now play Pazak. Just as a frame of reference, all the other people in this room are for Pazak and will not give you much information other than, do you want to play a game of Pazak? So I am not going to talk to these people right now, because right now I would not like to play any Pazak. Thank you. Sarna, what's up?
Sorry, but I'm not here looking for conversation. I just came to get a drink, listen to some music, and try to relax before my next shift at the military base.
Military base. Interesting. Interesting. You're from the military base. You don't look like one of the Sith.
I don't wear my uniform when I'm off duty. It's not allowed. In fact, anyone in uniform is banned from entering the cantina. The officers don't even like it when we show up here off duty. Don't like us fraternizing with the locals, I guess. It gets pretty stale hanging around the base all the time. Besides, the Sith don't own me. Being a soldier in their fleet is just a job, you know. A job with long hours and low pay, I might add.
So why do you do it?
When I signed up, I was promised adventure and excitement in exotic locales. Instead, I end up stationed at a military base on some backwater planet on the fringes of the galaxy. lousy job up. Retire my uniform, so to speak.
Can I ask you some questions?
Senior officers don't really like it when we start answering questions, you know? They don't want us fraternizing with the locals. Just another perk of the job. No offense, but I probably shouldn't be talking to you anymore. I'm just going to say something that might get me in trouble.
Ooh, a Teresian noble.
Why are you speaking to me? Can't you tell from my clothing that I'm of the nobility? Get away from me. I can't be seen talking with a common rabble. You wouldn't be proper for a man of my standing.
I am holding 2 swords. Sir? Sir? Before you speak to someone like that, you should probably ask yourself, is this person holding 2 swords? If the answer is yes, maybe you be slightly more polite. Because a person holding 2 swords in public, probably not your best friend. Ooh, a Terra citizen. Do you say anything?
It's a good thing a few of the Sith come in here to relax when they're off duty. That should keep them from closing this cantina down.
Okay, valid as any. So, Sarna and the Fazak table, Terra citizen. Terra citizen. I just want to order a drink in this place.
I can't believe we couldn't get arena tickets for this match. Now we'll have to watch the duel on the view screen.
Who cares? It's Duncan and Gurlon fighting. It's not like we're gonna miss anything good.
Shh, they're about to start, so quit complaining and just watch the view screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I draw your attention to the dueling ring. Here, 2 combatants will battle for your viewing and gambling enjoyment. Now, I hope all your bets are down because we're ready to roll. In this corner, I give you...
It's not a corner, it's a round ring, sir.
And over here, looking to climb the ranks yet again, is the ever-persistent Deadeye Duncan!
See, there's no corners. It's round. There's a round arena. You can't be in a corner of a circle. There's no corner. It's not how shapes work.
And to nobody's great surprise, Deadeye is down again. Don't worry, folks. He's just unconscious. As usual, our medics will have him up and about in a bit. Well, that was quick, wasn't it? So I give you the winner, Girl on 2 Fingers.
So, with that duel, dear viewers, I ask you, should we sign up to be a duelist and engage in some dueling? I definitely need some first aid from this first aid kit. Yep, definitely need that, no matter what. We can also just talk to these dudes. I gotta vote for being a duelist. We're gonna go do some dueling. I'm sorry, human. The betting window's closed. No more fights right now. People are sick of seeing the same duelists all the time. My name is Hajur. I organize the duels here. We need a new face. Maybe you want to step into the duel ring. It can be a highly profitable venture. I might be interested. What's in this for me? I can arrange for you to fight in the duel ring. If you win, you get the standard contract, 10% of all wagers. And don't worry, nobody dies in the duel ring anymore. Death matches are illegal now. Most fighters in the duel ring use vibroblades or stun sticks because the ring's pretty small. But a few of the duelists use blasters. Use whichever you prefer.
Vibroblades and blasters, and nobody ever dies. How come I get the feeling you're trying to take us for a ride?
Duel ring has an energy suppressor fields to make sure nobody dies. Weapons are limited so they hurt, but don't kill, and we've got a medic droid in case of serious injuries. Are you interested? See if we can wager for more than 10%. We want to just, you know, we have the points in Persuade. We might as well use them. Was the argument made earlier? I think we're going to go for a Persuade, right? Anyone opposed? Never works on a hut? Well, we'll see about that. No. Let's not force Persuade. I hear it is actually achievable if you have enough points in Persuade, but that involves waiting so long to be a duelist. And, spoiler, you don't get to come back here. A nickname like Ice or Deadeye or Twitch, none of those, because those are taken, but like them. The Mysterious Stranger. That's a terrible name. Do I want to disagree? I don't think I can change it. In fact, I know you can't. So... do we like it? Do we really like it? I don't think we like it. No. It's fine. Perfect name for you. No past, no history. You seem like you have some big dark secret. People like that. Makes them bet more.
We could use those credits from these duels, but using your real name is too risky. The Sith might have come across a crew manifest back on the Endar Spire.
Let's go duel. You fight, people bet, I make money, it's all good. Only one rule, nobody dies. Your opponent goes down, you don't finish them off. Death matches are illegal. Go fight Deadeye Duncan. Let's go fight Deadeye Duncan.
Ladies and gentlemen, draw your eyes to the center ring. We have a very special presentation in store for you. You've seen him lose night after night after night, but this time he's after fresh meat. In this corner I give you Deadeye Duncan! And in the other corner, a relative newcomer to the Terrace dueling scene, emerging from the shadows with no history, no past, and no name, the Mysterious Stranger!
So for the record, I do not believe we can stealth in the arena here and sneak around and get a sneak attack on him, but sneak attack also works with stunning effects. So we can concussive grenade people. We're not going to do it here because Deadeye Duncan's easy. But we can concussive grenade people. Anyone that's stunned, we run up to them, we attack them, we get bonus damage. Even if we just get close with a blaster, bonus damage, whichever weapon we're using. If we get abilities later that allow us to stun people, or tools that let us stun people, or things that give us chances to stun, we get the sneak attack damage on top of that. Yeah, too far away to stealth. Push the button. Does it work? Does he see me? He totally sees me. Well, it was worth a shot.
It's over! The fight is over! The Mysterious Stranger has won! But really, are any of us surprised? Deadeye losing isn't huge. You have to do better than that to impress us, stranger!
We could probably stand to do a little better. Let's try to do a little better. Good fight, good fight. People like you. They bet a lot. Makes me happy. And rich. I always pay my debts. It's a Lannister hut. You won, so you get paid. 10% of the purse. Here's your credit. Come see me when you're ready to fight again. 100 credits. Yay, money. Knew you'd be back. You fought well last time. People like you, stranger. They bet lots. I'll bet more. 10%, same as always. Step into the ring. Want to fight against one of the best duelists on Terrace? I can ask you some questions. Questions? Bah, I don't have time for questions. They don't make me any credits. want you to fight, not to ask questions. Gonna duel it down. Girl on two fingers. He uses blasters. So if we're using a vibroblade, odds are pretty good he's still just going to be blasting us until we close to melee range. Assuming that his AI is even slightly smarter than Deadeye Duncan was, running into melee with us when we hit him once and he went down. Let's do this. Leroy! Wait, no, wrong game. I mean, there is an Undercity.
We have a very special presentation in store for you. In this corner, one of the greats, a man so tough, even a disfiguring injury couldn't end his career. I give you Girl on Two Fingers. And in the other corner, a relative newcomer to the terrace dueling scene, emerging from the shadows with no history, no past, and no name. The mysterious stranger!
So mysterious. Oh man, we missed. And again. This one's an actual fight. We're about to lose the fight. Let our defense stay up, we won't crit again on him. I don't know if I want to waste a med pack on this. Finally got in a hit, and we're down. Curse him and his two fingers. It's almost like we haven't done any real combat since we got into this. Oh well. Sometimes you can pull it off, sometimes you can't. Our build is not quite good enough to be able to pull that off like that just yet. Maybe if we switch to blasters. So we'll give that a quick toggle over here. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. Ion Blaster any better? No, just for droids. Switch to blaster pistols. Get the med pack from the first aid box again. Boop. We don't need to be at full for this. If we're also using a blaster, it'll be fine. High dexterity. Take a rematch. This time we're actually going to be using the stats we have a little bit more. I've been using melee because, you know, it's an option. We're not technically better spec'd for either kind of weapon yet, but because 16 in dexterity, which will be viable for other things later too, force powers and stuff, at least the ranged kind. Not a bad plan to be willing to switch kinds of weapons though. We'll be saving before like serious fights, especially when we know that one's coming up. Yeah, there's no way. We could toggle between the two weapons, but he is just higher level than us, and we do not have the stats or the equipment currently to compete with him. And that's fine. Blah, blah, blah. It's fine. I believe the med pack spawns every time you fail, so net loss 0. It's all good. We will stick with blasters for a little bit though, just to get a couple more hits in on things. It does feel like we'll be impacting things more. We don't really have a strength bonus, so melee is probably a bad idea anyway, but you know, we're a scoundrel. It's fine. We're good at other things.
Where did you get those clothes? A trash compactor in the lower city? And where are those drinks we ordered?
I don't think I'm going to apologize to her. Unless you guys think I should apologize to her. Sorry, I'm not your waiter. I could be clueless. Order, I have no clue what you're talking about. Or I could be very direct. Who are you, and why are you bossing me around? Anyone? Thoughts? Opinions? Feelings? No idea what you're talking about.
Why is the help here so incompetent? One word from Daddy and I could get you fired.
How confrontational do we want to be here? Do we want to listen to Karth's advice? Do we want to try and lie about getting a drink? And actually see if we can find her a drink? I don't even work here. Shut up, you spoiled brat. Feels like a rude thing to say. Could be persuasive. Are you strong enough to fight them? That's a good point. Am I strong enough to fight things? Yeah, I'm sorry. No, it's good.
Hurry up
It's
with our
fine.
order.
And here are your drinks, Miss Lavin. I apologize for the delay.
Oh, look. He's trying to bring her a drink, and I am in the way. I will keep the delay going. Anyway. Yeah. Valid point, though. Am I strong enough to fight the things that I inevitably piss off? Probably not. Probably not. Hello, Sithy patron. Are you going to be my friend?
Let me enjoy my drink in peace.
Nope.
And I won't have to run you into the question.
Taurus isn't such a bad place. I've been stationed in worse places than this during my commission.
So many Sith in this bar. Do do do. Looking for people with names.
Well, hello there. I can see from your exotic appearance that you are not from Taurus originally. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jurgen.
Do you make some sort of cream there, Jurgen? Nice to meet you. Let's not piss anyone off.
What do you think of our local music? The band is quite good, wouldn't you agree? They're on the verge of intergalactic stardom, you know.
What do we think of the band? Like them? Are they awful? It's different, but I like it. I don't much care for the band. These guys are the worst. Sounds like smooth jazz. Fun Star Wars fact for people. The Cantina Band in A New Hope, according to some of George Lucas's original notes, were called the Jizz Whalers because they played jizz music. It's like jazz, but in space. He changed the A to an I. Yeah, that was what they called it. Isn't that an interesting fun fact? There are so many interesting Star Wars fun facts out there. I know so many of them. So what do I think about the smooth jazz playing in this bar? It's different. I like it. Music in the game's good enough, sure.
Obviously, you have an ear for music. Mark my words, they'll be famous soon enough. They were about to go on tour before this Sith quarantine stranded them here. Would you like to meet the band after the show? Maybe have a brief brush with fame before they become intergalactic superstars? I can arrange it, you know.
How will you arrange that?
I have a standing arrangement with one of the Rhodian bodyguards backstage. For the small sum of 20 credits, he'll let me set up a meeting with you and the band.
Want to give him money to meet the band? Are we gullible? Or did our smuggler ways teach us that he's running a scam? Are we just not that interested in meeting the band? Just not be interested, I suppose. It's a scam.
You sting me with your words. I merely thought I could offer you the rare opportunity to meet a celebrity before they were famous. But
Celebrity before they were famous, also known as a regular person.
Charming fellows. Very well then. I hope you enjoy the music. If you change your mind, come speak with me again.
Silly Jurgen. Well, this cantina has been an absolute font of no information. Yeah, I'm stuck on this guy. Cool. Glad to know this place was basically like this. So can't win the duel. I got one good fight in. Made ourselves 100 credits. We can gamble with these people if we need to. Hello, Bendak Starkiller. We'll be back to talk to you later, Bendak Starkiller. Moving on down the street.
Davik says you missed your last payment.
Davik doesn't like you missing payments.
A down payment. That should buy me some time, right?
Sorry, you're out of time. Now it's all or nothing. Davik can't have people not paying his debts.
But I don't have that much. How can I give you credits I don't have? No! Help! Somebody help! They're going to kill me!
I know we have to be careful about drawing attention to ourselves, but are we gonna just let them drag this guy off? Hold on a second. Looks like we got ourselves a witness here.
Ooh, now we're involved. So, should we teach him a lesson? Should we tell him to leave him alone? Should we try to leave? Is this our problem? Do we want to help someone in need? They are just bounty hunters. They're just doing their job, hunting a bounty put out by their mob boss for this guy who owes them money. What should we do? This one is kind of a moral choice, so it will have a smallish impact on our dark side v light side alignment-y thing. Defend the innocent. I don't know the meaning of minding my own business. This will be fine. I have Karth. Look at me being a good person, despite not wanting to listen to Karth Onasi talk earlier, which still feels like an evil thing. Poor sad Karth.
Those bounty hunters are going to take me away and kill me. My wife warned me not to take a loan from Davik. Now I can't pay him back. It's not good to owe a crime lord money. He'll just keep sending more bounty hunters after me till I'm dead.
Do we want to offer this person help out of the goodness of our heart? Do we want to shake them down for money? Ooh, shake them down for money. Ooh, that sounds like a good idea. A nice shakedown. And that is what was voted for, so going with it.
We don't need this guy's credits. Just go on. We were happy to help.
I'm getting out of here before any more of Davik's goons show up. You should do the same.
Damn it, Karth. We could have had money. Sweet, I got 100 credits out of it. Karth ruining my shakedown attempts. Yeah. Okay, so here's a quest that will have like an actual big time dark v light kind of ending-y thing. So it will benefit us to make a decision on which of these two options to pick. In this case, we do not have to pick the option until after we return with the item they want fetched. So for now, we're just going to talk to Zelka Forn.
I see from your appearance that you are an off-worlder. Still, you're welcome here. I'll not have it said that Zelka Forn refused to help somebody just because they weren't a citizen of Terrace. Do you require healing or medical supplies? I can treat almost any injury or ailment right here at the medical facility. Except the rat ghoul disease, of course.
We have one vote for the dark side option on this quest. This one will take us a while to complete, so I will be tallying the votes for this right quick here. Bear with me just a moment. Sorry for the sound cutting out there. I had to open up a quick note just to make sure that we keep track of the answers for the quest we are about to get. Someone else knowing what was coming has already voted for the version of options we get there for dark side. So it's currently dark side 1, light side 0 for the lethal question we're about to ask. Rat ghoul disease? What's that?
Terrible affliction has plagued Terrace for many generations. It is spread by the rat ghouls, horrible monsters that live in the Undercity below Terrace's great skyscrapers. Prolonged exposure to the Undercity breeds the disease, and those infected will eventually mutate into rat ghouls themselves, becoming mindless beasts that feed on the flesh of others.
By the way, just like the Warcraft references earlier around Undercity, this Undercity also full of weird zombies that want to cannibalize the flesh of living organics. Isn't that interesting? It's also spread by some sort of plague, some sort of disease. infectious through like a bite. There are zombies in the Undercity, guys. I know. I'm surprised too. Is there no cure?
There is no antidote for the disease, though I heard the Republic scientists at the military base here on Terrace were close to perfecting a cure. Then the Sith arrived. They overran the military base, and now they refuse to allow anyone access to the laboratories inside. The Sith are keeping all the serum for the patrols they send into the Undercity. If I could just get my hands on a sample of that serum, the rat ghoul disease could be wiped from the face of Terrace forever. I don't see how that's going to happen.
I might be able to help you out for a price.
I couldn't afford to give you more than a few med packs and a handful of credits. The medical center can barely afford to stay open as it is. But it hardly matters anyway. I don't see how anyone can get their hands on that serum. The military base is crawling with Sith guards. Breaking in there would be a suicide mission. I suppose the Sith patrols in the Undercity might have a sample of the serum on them, if they hadn't already used it because of a rat ghoul infection. But I doubt a patrol would just hand the serum over. And nobody is stupid enough to attack one of the Sith patrols, even in the Undercity.
Warcraft is still a universal constant. I'll get that serum for you.
Please don't say that. If the Sith hear you, they might think I'm suggesting you start attacking their patrols. Shut me down. I only mentioned the serum because you asked. I don't actually expect anyone to get me the serum. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
Ain't I a stinker? Genji voice. I need healing.
It will just take me a moment while I examine your injuries, and then I'll administer the proper treatment. Welcome back.
Let's check out his
Are you
supplies.
in need of healing or medical supplies? I could
use some
Take me a moment while
healing.
I examine your injuries, and then I'll administer the proper treatment. Welcome back. Are you...
Wrong button that time. I actually want to look what he had for sale.
Step over here and I'll show you what I have in stock. My prices are very reasonable.
I both read and said the option I didn't actually want to click on last time. And then I clicked on it.
Are you in need of healing or medical?
What's this place again?
Hospital of sorts, though my resources are quite limited since I have extensive medical training, and even with the lack of resources, I can treat most. I am quite busy maintaining the facility, but I suppose I could spare a bit of time to answer some questions. What would you like to know?
How do you feel about the Sith?
I know enough to be scared of them. I've heard about the brutality of the Sith. I know what they do to the planets they conquer. So far, all they've done is ask me some general questions, but I'm afraid they might one day decide to shut this facility down simply out of evil spite. I guess there's not much I can do about the Sith. I hope that the Republic finds a way to stop their conquest of the entire galaxy. I am quite busy.
Yeah, you're busy. Do you know anything about the Republic escape pods that crashed in the Undercity?
Republic escape pods? No. Why would you ask me that? I don't know. Those pods crashed in the Undercity. I'm not involved in any way.
You're a terrible liar. He's a terrible... Did you see how terrible of a liar he was? So defensive and jittery. Should we attempt to persuade him by, like, threatening to get the Sith? Should we point out he is defensive? Okay, well, we'll be persuasive.
The Sith were already here, asking these same questions. I'll tell you what I told them. I don't know anything about those pods. Now, is there something else you need? Goodbye, and good health to you. If you ever need any medical aid or treatment, you know where to find me.
I don't like being talked to like that.
On it. Done.
What
Hey,
are you
look.
doing? Don't go in there. That door is for employees only.
Look at those optional faces for a male protagonist. Those sure are some optional faces for a male protagonist. Just for the record. Those two character model faces back there. the male protagonist faces. It was the face I picked one time, and I think it was my first time playing. So, of course, I get in here and I'm like, great, he's cloning me. So, yeah, no, I was wrong. But yeah. I recognize these men. They're Republic soldiers.
You recognize these soldiers? But how? Unless you're a friend of the Republic.
Now, here's a good one. Do we say we're a friend of the Republic because we are, and that you can trust me? Or do we give them kind of a threat? Tell me what's going on here, or you can explain it to the Sith, making it clear that we don't trust this guy. Gonna be a friend of the Republic or a friend of the Republic?
I guess I better tell you what's going on. I only hope the Sith don't find out what I've done. Since the space battle overhead, people have been secretly bringing in these Republic soldiers who crash-landed on the planet. I had to take them in. What choice did I have? Their injuries are terrible. Most won't survive. But at least I can make their last days more comfortable. And at least here they're hidden away from the Sith.
Well, for that you have my thanks. It's good to know that at least some of these men ended up in compassionate hands.
I hate to imagine what the Sith would do if they discovered these soldiers here. But since their initial questioning, the Sith have not returned, so it may be my fears are unfounded.
It's true. A Sith is not necessarily always evil when normal methods will work or be more profitable or just generally be the safer answer. But on the other hand, it is also possible to be a really nice person, but to also be a jerk when someone is being cagey or misleading. Because from her perspective, this guy was just really cagey about the Republic escape pods. She sees Republic soldiers in there. He could have been doing anything. He could have been running weird experiments with rat ghoul disease, trying to find a cure, experimenting on them. She doesn't know. So from her perspective, that jerk response could be something that's also still technically something a Jedi kind of light-sided person would do. Which is kind of the interesting dichotomy, I think, of making choices based on character rather than alignment for games like this. It's what made them so much more fun for me, to just pick what makes sense for who the person is. You know? It's a good time. So, do we want to try and extort money out of him? Because we could. Or we could just be nice. Or we could offer to help. Our three options here. Do we really want to continue to anger Cartho Nassi by being a jerk to people that help the Republic? And trying to squeeze money and supplies out of this doctor who's been proven to be a pretty nice dude? Allegedly. We could also offer to help and maybe find a new quest type thing. Potentially. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure if we offer to help, he's just like, nah, it's cool, but I appreciate you offering. Or we could just promise to keep the secret. Helping the underdog. Well,
I'm afraid there's nothing more anyone can do for these soldiers. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should return to the front in case anyone comes in needing medical attention.
Turn to the front. You didn't move. I do like the some light, some dark approach. Punching bullies is good too.
You there.
Comedy works better if you punch up too.
I need to talk to you about the rat ghoul serum. I've got an offer for you might want to hear.
Speaking of going dark side later, there is still one vote for taking this option on this quest.
Zelka isn't
What are you
the
talking
only
about?
one who wants to get his hands on the rat ghoul serum. David Kang will pay you 10 times what Zelka can if you can get the cure.
10 times, a couple med packs, and a small amount of money is not that much money, but it is more money than what I would be getting otherwise. Davik Kang? I've heard that name. Who's that?
Oh, come on. Everybody knows who David Kang is. He's the big boss around here. Gambling, smuggling, extortion. He's got a piece of all the action on Taris.
So he's a crime lord.
I prefer to think of him as a role model. Parisian dream, right?
Why does Davik want the cure so badly? What does he like about Robert Smith that much?
Davik's interested in anything that can turn a profit. He could make a fortune selling the serum to anyone infected with the disease. Not like Zelka, who practically give it away.
Oh, so we can raise the price of insulin to make money, you say? Oh wait, no, too political, too topical. Too real. Where can I find Davik if I want to give him the cure?
Davik isn't the kind of guy you can just walk up to, you know. He likes to keep his business at arm's length. The best thing to do is to take the rat ghoul serum to Zax. He runs the lower city bounty office, but everyone knows he also works for Davik. He'll make it worth your while.
Why do you care who gets the cure?
Look, Zelka can't afford to pay me much. If you sell the serum to Davik, I can probably get a nice finder's fee for directing you to him.
What if I tell Zelka you're helping Davik get the cure?
I'll just deny it. Who's Zelka gonna believe? Me or some off-world stranger? Now be smart about this. You'll get a better deal selling to Davik.
Why does Davik want the cure so badly?
Davik's interested in anything that can turn a profit.
Right. No, I already asked that one. This is one of those games where you can ask the same questions multiple times, and I sometimes totally forget which ones we've asked already. Doop. I'll keep your offer in mind.
And then only the rich could afford the cure. Just let the poor suffer, right?
It's a polite thing to say when leaving Karth. If you imply that you're not going to work with someone, then the option's closed. Karth. I'm keeping my options open. Well, this is an ongoing vote. There is a good amount of time before we get that serum that people could rally against the one dark side vote for that quest and could vote light. So I do want it open, but that means I still need dark open if I'm going to allow this voting, because dark is winning currently. Back to the cantina. Why am I going back to the cantina? Good job. Got turned around. The only problem I have with this place is that both this area and another similar area are just bridge, generic-y buildings. They all look very same, and the walking speed is the walking speed. There is a reason why I get the force run power almost immediately when I am just playing this for me, because this is so slow. That's why I really like the mod that lets you start out as one of the Jedi classes and therefore just be a Jedi all game. Console commands. What can you tell me about the Sith?
The Sith are the new authority here on Taris. They seek to preserve the customs of our world, also I am told. More than this I cannot say. May I be of any further service to you?
Is there a way I can get a shuttle off the planet?
I am afraid that is impossible. Taris is currently under a planetary
Damn it, Karth was right.
The Sith are allowing no one to arrive or leave except on official Sith business. May I be of any further service to you?
Do you know anything about the gangs in the lower city?
The Taris Tourism Board has issued a strong warning to all visitors to avoid the lower city. It is a violent and dangerous place you would do well to avoid. May I be of any further service to you?
How come there are hardly any aliens around?
Alien species have restricted access to the upper city. This is one of the most ancient...
Technically, humans are also an alien species. I don't think humans originated on Taris, guys.
I have yet to see them arrest a single alien for traveling the upper city without a permit. May I be of any further service to you?
I think canonically humans technically originated on Coruscant in the Star Wars galaxy. It might have been a different planet. I don't think they were independently popping up on multiple worlds, because no other race does that either. But I don't know if they ever get into the history of humans in the old expanded universe. Anyway, all of that. Who do you work for?
I'm an employee of the Taris government, programmed to provide information and guidance to any who require it. Of any further service to you? Then if you will excuse me, I must continue.
Yeah, I don't need nothing. Bye, robot. When we get our fun costume later that changes a lot of people's dialogue with us, we will probably talk to a bunch of these NPCs again, just to see some of the clever little quick snippets they have. Let's go into this set of apartments. People like it when you rummage through their houses, right? I like stealing, I like taking things.
Done.
What's up, Largo?
Please don't hurt me. You don't have to kill me. I'll have Davic's money if he just gives me a little more time. Please. I don't want to die. Here, I've got 50 credits on me. That's all I've got. It's yours. Just don't tell Davic where I'm hiding, okay? I'm begging you.
We want to just take this hush money from this guy. He's offering us money to just not rat him out. If that lets him live, it lets him live. We could take it. We could assure him that we're not going to hurt him, maybe get some more information. Do we want to take this money? Oh, we're taking the money? Got one vote for taking the money. Anyone else? Fair warning, because this is not a time I stop to take a drink of water, which is how I had been timing this previously. We're doing 3.
Here, take the credits. But please, just don't tell Davic where I'm hiding. He'll kill me if he finds me.
I know we might need credits, but there's got to be a better way to get them than this.
He offered them freely, Karth. He said, take these credits and don't tell people I'm here. Okay, we take these credits, now I won't tell people he's here. I don't know why I was going to tell people he was here, and I also didn't know he was in there, so, you know. Opened a door, found a thing out, made 50 credits. Pure Pazak. Come on, man. A footlocker. Spikes, medpack, credits. Hello, Sith Trooper.
There's nothing to see here. Where did you hide those Sith uniforms? Did you sell them to the Teresian underground? Start talking. I want answers.
She offered to. She intruded down when Razi told, and she's behind Gorubia.
I'm only a visitor, and I'm trapped here by your quarantine. I know nothing about your underground or uniforms. What's going on in there?
Curious for your own good, civilian. This doesn't concern you.
I know all about Sith interrogations. This isn't going to end well.
I'm getting sick of your lies, you alien scum. We've got your ugly mug and a security tape from the base. Start talking before I splatter your slimy brains all over this room. Uh-oh. I think the commander's losing his temper. I'm glad I'm out of here. It took me an hour to clean the bloodstains from my uniform after the last interrogation.
You want to just not get involved in this? Suppose we can just not get involved in this. Could also try to stop them. Save this dude. I mean, we fought off Sith before to save a alien dude, and he didn't even pay us for it. Technically, the dude also turned on us. Low profile? Getting a vote for keeping a low profile, not getting involved. Turn the head, walk away. Just holding out. If anyone else wanted to chime in, people chime in randomly. Who knows when they come back? No? Okay. I'm walking away.
Where did you hide those uniforms you stole?
Don't know what you mean. I'm just No!
Get in here. Search the room. I know those uniforms are in here somewhere. What do you want, civilian? Do you have any information about the missing Sith uniforms? Make it quick. Not so fast, civilian. Why are you here? Are you a spy? You came to buy Sith uniforms from this alien, didn't you? Didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. You're not my supervisor. If I wanted uniforms, I'd just kill you and take yours.
A threat? I knew you were a spy.
If we're in it to win it. This has turned into a whole thing, hasn't it? Well, I see no harm in dropping a grenade at my own feet. Yep, that was clearly the best strategy there, right? That's how you do it. How do they do it in the OC? Just drop a grenade at your own feet. It's a little bit of a Pyrrhic victory, but you know, I like it. And look, free Sith armor. That's nice. Gives me some money. Adrenal alacrity. Poison grenade, concussion grenade, med pack. Oh, that's useful right now. Nice. What's in this footlocker? Oh, look, he didn't have any. There are no hidden caches in his room. It's almost like their interrogation was stupid and pointless. In other news, ow, I'm hurting a bit. Let's fix this. There we go. No more limping. Hello, child. You know, I keep opening all these footlockers and I never find any overpriced shoes. It's so weird. I'm so used to every footlocker being full of overpriced shoes. Hashtag not commentary.
I remember when a person didn't have to worry about thieves rummaging through their home.
Don't know how you can remember a time that never existed.
Don't hurt my family. Look, just take what you want and get out.
Oh look, permission. It's not stealing, I was given permission. Okay, cool, we can leave here now. So, with that Sith armor, we can now disguise ourselves. That disguise allows us to get into the lower city, which is restricted right now because the planet's under lockdown from the Sith. And clearly, if you're wearing Sith armor, you're obviously a Sith. So let's go ahead and change outfits now. Right in the middle of the street, like you do, right? Look at me. Look at how classy I am.
Ooh, hey, look at this. It's shit. Ooh, no, I'm so scared. Ooh.
Careful. Don't do anything stupid. We don't want no trouble with the Sith.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry about this, Shithy. Come on, fellas, let's go.
I do enjoy putting on this outfit. It's a good outfit. Isn't that neat? People's dialogue changes when your outfit changed.
I'm just an ordinary citizen minding his own business. Really, you Siths don't have to worry about me.
Is there anything more boring than being out on patrol?
I know, right? Patrol's so boring. Us with our 2 blaster pistols that we all are clearly standardly issued. Let's go talk to some people like this. It makes it fun. We're not going to have this for very long, so we might as well play around with it a bit. There's some fun dialogues.
Don't worry. If I hear
Hail Hydra.
you Sith will be the first to know.
No, this is the Sith. It's totally different than Hydra. For a price, of course. Thanks, Gurney.
The Sith
governor said I could keep this medical facility open. I have the proper permits. Please, I don't want any trouble.
Bum, bum, bum. You can tell they didn't account for that particular set of things there. Next time I should put on this uniform before I unlock that backroom door and then see if his dialogue changes. I don't think I've tried that particular combo in a while. I don't know if it changes the dialogue off the cuff right now, but it seems like a fun time. So yeah, I'm not allowed into the cantina like this. That's why the guard's posted out front. He actively stops you. You're not allowed in if you're in this uniform, and you can't equip this uniform when you're in there.
Hello there. What can I do for you? Would you like to see my inventory? That is why you're here, isn't it? At least, I hope so.
I want to ask you some questions.
Questions? Oh, I don't know anything. Nothing you Sith would find interesting anyway. I'm just a simple shopkeeper. Of course, right away.
To look at her inventory again right quick. Just to see. She doesn't seem to charge any more to the Sith, so that's nice. Just gonna move on now. It's a good outfit, right? So in the speedrun of this game, the strategy is to take this uniform past the point you're supposed to get it at. They duplicate it, and then they hide one where they can come back and get it later in a safe container. And they keep it because this armor has a maximum dexterity bonus of +8 and a defense bonus of 2. It also is not programmed to limit access to force powers, so you don't suffer the armor penalty when you use force powers, so they can equip this for a very long time. Making another patrol. Don't know anything. I'm not looking for any trouble with the Sith. There were remains here. I thought so. Hadn't been able to click on them. Apartment door. The janitor.
Don't hurt me. I'm just the janitor here. I don't know nothing that would be useful to you Sith.
Good golly gosh, do I love these dialogues. They're just so much fun. Who was that other person? I feel like there was somebody. Oh, just another Thorian. Oh, we'll leave. Moving right along. Back on the road. Cannot look at front of character while running. That is not unexpected, but certainly unfortunate. So I wanted to look at the front of the armor for a sec. Better lighting. Shiny and chrome. Maybe once we're in a place that has less mood lighting.
Listen to me, people. There is a terrible scourge sweeping our planet. Heed my warning before it is too late.
This guy's dialogue will be different with the Sith suit on.
The evil walks among us. The enemy is here.
So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to do this one with the Sith suit on. I feel like it's a more satisfying version of the dialogue.
A plague's greetings, my Sith friends. Rest assured I have all the proper permits to be here, spreading my message. Feel free to stay and listen if you wish. You'll find my message most enlightening.
No, no, it's not. That sucks. Fine.
Friends and fellow humans, I bring you a warning. A warning of a great plague spreading across our planet. Please, listen Listen to me. My name is Gorton Kolu. Will you join my cause? We must band together if we are to stop the spread of vermin and scum throughout Taris.
Vermin and scum? What are you talking about?
I am speaking of the hideous-looking aliens who walk the world of Taris. The Wookiees and Ithorians and Rhodians and Bith, all of them. Listen, friend, for these are dark times. That is why I, Gorton Kolu, have formed the Anti-Alien League. The time has come for action. We cannot sit idly by while aliens blight our glorious planet.
Look, guys, it's a racist. What should we do with the racist? Should we call him a crazy kook? Should we awkwardly brush him aside and wish him good luck for some reason? Should we just call him out for what it is? I don't know which is worse, your hate-mongering or your ignorance. Yeah, crazy kook. I don't have time for your crazy kookery. That is what the current vote is. 1 vote for option 2. Anyone else? No one? Bueller? Bueller. Option the second.
You are like all the rest. You will not see the truth. On the day of reckoning, you will suffer with the rest of the alien lathers.
Come on, we should keep moving. Kook or no, people like him can make trouble for us.
Kook or no?
Listen to me, people. There is a terrible scourge sweeping our...
Hello, welcome to my shop. Of course the Sith are always welcome here. Would you like to see my inventory? I want to ask you some questions, but I don't know anything. If I did, I'd tell you right away. I've got no secrets from the Sith. Let me see what you have for sale. Of course, right away, your Sithness. Now look, repair kit, which is like a med kit for a droid. Computer spikes, parts, droid light plating, sensor probes. These are all things for a droid companion. But guys, we don't have a droid companion yet. Huh. That's too bad and weird. Sure is strange. A customer? Come in, come in. Janice Null at your service. Welcome to my droid and droid supply shop. Always good to see a new face. Customers are hard to come by. A lot of the Terrace citizens won't even come in here. They refuse to shop at a store owned by a Twi'lek. What do they have against Twi'leks? They don't like aliens much here in Upper Terrace. They tolerate us Twi'leks, but they'd rather see us as dancers in the cantina than successful business owners.
You'd think people would be a little more tolerant of others in this day and age. I guess stupidity and ignorance will never go out of style.
Some aliens around, most of the non-humans stick to the lower city. I just want to run my business. We took all my assault droids, but I have a utility droid you might be interested in. Utility droids? What do they do? What don't they do? They're great at making vehicle repairs, for starters. Pretty handy to have in a fight. Small but tough, with a surprising amount of firepower. And there's no better codebreaker or security system slicer around. Not that I'd ever condone you doing anything illegal, of course. Let me see your droids. These the droids I'm looking for? We got 2 droids left, a rebuilt T3H8 for 50 credits, and a top-of-the-line T3M4 with all the options, but he's not for sale. I'll take the T3H. Here's 50 credits. You know a bargain when you see one. This little guy is as reliable as used droids get. I did the reconditioning on him myself. Don't worry, he'll follow you anywhere. Is there anything else you need? To ask you some questions. I don't know if I can help with your questions. I don't get out much. I prefer spending time with my droids to mingling, but I'll try to help you out. Do anything about those escape pods? People are saying a few crashed in the Undercity. I don't blame it on human error. A droid wouldn't lose control of the ship like that. Anything else? Wow, lady. How do you feel about the Sith? I don't think much of them since they came and seized most of my droids. I guess they were afraid of people using them, or maybe they wanted them. No such thing as a bad droid, but sometimes they fall in with bad owners. General information on Terrace? I don't exactly know what to tell you. Stick to the upper city and you should be okay, as long as you don't do anything foolish to draw the attention of the Sith. Some of the upper city citizens are biased against aliens. Makes it tough for me to run my store, but a human like you shouldn't run into any problems. Wouldn't recommend going down to the lower city unless you have business with Davik or something like that. The place is overrun with swoop gangs. What are swoop gangs? Nothing but a bunch of thugs. Things didn't used to be so bad when the Hidden Becks were in charge. I even sold some droids to them. But now the Black Vulcar gang is making a bid for control of the lower city. The place has become a war zone. And some of Davik's people are getting killed. What do you know about Davik? Davik Kang's a dangerous man. If it's illegal on Terrace, he's got a hand in it. And I heard he's a member of the Exchange. You know, the Intergalactic Crime Syndicate. I'd stay out of Davik's business if I were you. If you cross Davik, you'll learn that his men are even more dangerous than the swoop gangs. Cool, peace. See you later. Don't forget my store motto. If you need a droid parts, Janice Nal is your gal. Alright, I gotta talk to my new buddy. Hey buddy, ready to go? Okay, cool. Let's go. Why does everything I love explode? Welcome back to my shop. Hey, where's that little T3H8 unit I sold to you? How do we react to this one? You have a few moments. One vote for option 2. That thing was a piece of junk. You ripped me off. Settle down, there's no need to get upset. I run an honest business here. I don't have to give you a refund, but I don't want to lose a customer. Here, have your 50 credits back. No hard feelings, right? Do we want to be nice, or do we want to try and see if we can use Persuade to squeeze a little? Make a little profit off of this exchange. Profit. That's one vote for profit. Nothing else. Fantastic. Profit it is. Well, I guess I did cause you some inconvenience. I don't want to get a reputation for poor customer service. Business is tough enough as it is. I'll be going now. 75. Made a 25 credit profit off of that business exchange. I really Karen'd my way out of that one. Good job, Jill. I'm sure people named Karen hate it when you do that. Use their name as the verb because it's a meme. I feel a little bad. Not like a lot bad, but like a little bad. I don't think this will get me in here, but I don't remember what the option is. I don't think I can pick it yet, can I? I can try.
On it. Damn.
Nope. Nope. Need the passkey. If only I had a security tunneler. Oh well. I do love this game.
Another patrol heading down to the lower city, eh? Well, good luck. I've heard it's pretty rough down there. There's a big swoop gang war going on, you know. You better watch yourself. Those gangs will take a shot at anyone, even us. It's too bad we don't have the manpower just to sweep those slums clean.
It's true. We don't have that manpower because we are two people in the Republic. I mean, yeah, the Sith who are the stuff, and I'm going down the elevator now. Okay, so down here it becomes a disadvantage. This is a higher defense bonus anyway, so I'm going to switch back to the combat suit. Just double checking what I got in my inventory, and let's go. Backs are nothing but bantha fodder. Volkers are strongest. We'll teach you who's strongest. Down with one hit from a stun baton. More strangers. Yeet. Would have been great if it had worked. And she's down. Now all we have left is Karth. Stupid Karth. Not surprised. Not surprised. A little annoyed. Not surprised. Oh, look, a Volker shock stick. Maybe it wasn't the stun baton. It's a shock stick. Should we switch to a shock stick? That's a tongue twister. Stun, 25% chance, 6 seconds, DC 10. If we use the stun baton as a melee weapon, we have a chance to stun. If we stun, we get sneak attack, which is bonus damage. I'm going to try going melee again, even though I just died doing ranged. And we all know that I hit more with ranged than melee. It's still happening. I think left hand is canonically offhand. Oh, is it not? Oh, they both need to be offhand weapons? Can I just not dual wield with that? Oh, that's main hand. What if I main hand the vibroblade? Can I offhand the shock sticks a one hand? Okay, so if we do dueling next playthrough of this game, because I do intend to play through it again at some point, we are still going to switch to melee for a bit, just to see how it goes. It's clearly not the worst idea in the world, right? I've had so many other worse ideas. Balanced other vibroblade. It's better than the short sword. Yeah, this is a great plan. Beautiful idea. Let's put Karth in Sith armor. This is funny to me for reasons I will not explain right now. This is very funny to me for reasons I will not be explaining right now. If you know plot for him for later in the game and stuff, then yeah, there's that. But for me, this is just moderately amusing. Okay, we're gonna try something that we haven't tried in a bit. Karth's backup plan. We're gonna try for these elusive sneak attacks. One more time. Never works out in my favor. Okay, let's turn solo mode off. Karth, get over here, please. Thank you. Well, melee's working out fine so far. Clearly, it's the dual wielding. Me and my habit of opening apartment doors. Locker full of feet. Hello, sentry robot. Let's turn this guy on. What repair parts do I have? Just throw you in patrol mode. It'll be fine. Don't need to commit anymore. I would like to keep some of the parts. I have made my very own backup. Now I can open doors with impunity. Why have the skills if you're not going to use them? I have points in repair. When I get another feat, I might even make it a class skill. You might be asking, do you even need sentry droid backup? The answer probably wouldn't surprise you, because it's probably no. But you know. I like winning. I'm gonna use whatever things are available. Plus you get experience for repairing the droid, which helps you level up, and then you get stronger too. So, you know. I really try to like min-max as much XP in this game as possible when I'm playing normally, and she's down again. This might go bad. We will be willing to medpack some now. No, stunned, I'm gonna die. Yep, there it goes. Game over. Did I ever save? Hey look, auto saves for the win. Just gonna load that up, moving on. See, and everything's fine. See how this goes with me and the Sith armor. Do they still attack me randomly? View and see if this changes in real time. Ban the fodder, Volkers, blah. Will be stronger, blah. Oh no, I am bad at things. Oh no, I am also bad at things. Ah, there it was. I'm gonna kick you. Die. Oh no, my chest. Sith aren't welcome here. Oh great. Well, as long as it's the same in either direction. Learning from the previous time, we're gonna start off by shooting them. Last time I tried to throw a grenade. Nah, rotating the camera the wrong way. Hit the wrong button. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, geez, thanks. I appreciate that. That's not helpful. So as it turns out, I need that armor equipped, and the Sith armor is only barely better than nothing. So anyway, still gonna put Karth in the Sith armor. Still hilarious. Did not stop being funny. And we're gonna make one or two minor preparations here, right quick. Because kids, as everyone knows, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Can we... I would like to unequip a weapon. Am I already in combat? Mid-animation? Ah, mid-animation. Makes sense. Everyone really wanted to watch me do this fight like 3 times, right? 'Cause that's what we're doing. We're only doing this fight 3 times, and then we're going to save after this. Yep, not going to have to do this fight even once more, because this time I used an adrenal, and I'm meleeing, which worked out fine last time. I have my armor on. We're just gonna see if we can huck a grenade. It kind of helped on one of them. Neat! I don't need the advice, thanks. I should find a way to turn off those tooltips, but much like the music volume, I have not adjusted it yet. Bad idea to lower defense, good idea to rather get it great. Cool, got that stuff. Now we're going to save so we don't have to do that fight again. Hey look, using our tools, number. Cool. So, moving on, before we go into the apartment where there's lots of stuff to fight and things to do, we're gonna just meander in this direction, I think, and loot some corpses, see what kind of stuff we can find, maybe some better equipment, now that we're down here in a hardcore kind of area. Ooh, Volker guards. This seems like a good way to farm up some experience. Let's fight a Volker guard. Huck a grenade at one of them, try to hit the other one, run up and engage in combat. Med pack self. Why can't I move? There we go. Fixed it. We got the med pack off the Twilight Corpse. Now that we run in a big circle, let's see, either of these guys got loot? Targetable? No? No? Okay. So there are 2 options for the lower city in terms of how you progress in the plot that goes on through here. In the lower city, you can side with the Hidden Becks or you can side with the Black Vulkars. That's coming up in a while on Becks versus Vulkars. With that though, there are a couple issues on the stream right now, and we've been going for about 3 hours. So I'm going to put up a quick message there, and we will see if this gets through or not. But I'm going to cut recording right now.